They were not afraid of zombies. No matter how many of these things there were, people could slowly eliminate them by various means. But these zombies hiding here meant that someone was behind everything. If Zhang Yi hadn't discovered them and notified the investigation team, they would have been completely kept in the dark and returned to Blizzard City. At that time, the zombies would crawl out of the subway in a more ferocious manner and destroy the major forces that no longer had much combat power. By then, the entire Tianhai City would be completely finished. Not only did the investigation team have to shoulder the responsibility for the mission failure, but because they did not find the problem in time, a large number of zombies spread to the entire Jiangnan region. Zhang Yi looked at the silent crowd, crossed his hands, and slowly said, "I was also shocked when I saw them for the first time. There are too many of them. Without your help, Tianhai City cannot solve them. So I can only be thick-skinned and ask you to stay and help us again." Zhang Yi looked at Bian Junwu and others with a sincere face. Under Bian Junwu's sunglasses, his brows were deeply furrowed. Faced with such an unexpected situation, he could not come up with an idea quickly. He asked, "How many people know about this?" Zhang Yi replied, "Only me and a think tank in my team know. I didn't tell other forces, including most of my team." Bian Junwu looked at Zhang Yi deeply. "Do you suspect that there are humans behind all this?" Zhang Yi smiled and shook his head. "I can't say, but this matter is serious and I can't make up my mind. I can only ask you to teach me what to do." He sighed and patted his thigh hard. "If you can't tell me what to do, I'll just take my people and leave this ominous land." "Well, Blizzard City provides food and accommodation, right?" Bian Junwu ignored Zhang Yi's humor. "Besides these images, do you have any other information?" Zhang Yi shook his head. "No, it's really gone this time. You have to know that I'm not a professional investigator. I was lucky to find these." Bian Junwu was silent for a while, then nodded slowly. "I know about this. We will find a way to deal with it. But when the time comes, you will also need to contribute." Zhang Yi's expression was a little hesitant. He said sadly, "Our team is fine, but the combat power of other families has been reduced by more than 80%. Can they really deal with such a large-scale zombie swarm?" Bian Junwu replied, "This is your own home, so of course you have to contribute." Zhang Yi sighed. "Okay, I understand." Bian Junwu stood up. "Then we'll leave first." Zhang Yi said, "Don't you want to have a meal before you leave? My house is quite big. Maybe you can stay here and rest for a while." Who knew that Bian Junwu decisively stretched out his hand to reject Zhang Yi's kindness? "No need! We don't have the habit of resting in other people's homes." The people in the investigation team are extremely cautious and will not easily trust others. Especially now, Zhang Yi told them the news of the zombie group, which also made Bian Junwu suspicious of him. Who can guarantee that the person controlling the zombie group is not Zhang Yi? After all, since the zombie crisis, only their side has not had any deaths. Zhang Yi touched his nose. "Okay, if there is anything I can help you with, please tell me." Zhang Yi's eyes were very sincere. Bian Junwu just nodded, and then took the others out of Zhang Yi's shelter. Zhang Yi walked to the French window and watched their car go away. After a long time, he exhaled a long breath with some regret in his eyes, because he did conceal some information. What he showed to Bian Junwu and the others was only a part of what the robot mouse had filmed. In fact, there were more zombies in the subway tunnel in Aoshan district than those. However, Zhang Yi was worried that if the investigation team knew the real scale of the zombies, they would back off. That would be detrimental to his plan. "Don't blame me. I just want to live well." In the end times, everyone can only rely on their own abilities to survive. He knew that the investigation team could no longer extricate themselves from this matter. Then their safety will be guaranteed to a certain extent. Next, it depends on how the situation develops. If it can develop according to the script he wrote, then he will be the biggest beneficiary. On the snowmobile, the atmosphere of the investigation team was a little depressed. They finally solved the zombie tide and thought that the zombie problem in Tianhai City was almost solved. Even if it was not completely solved, the remaining zombies would not become a big problem. But when they saw the image, they realized that they were too naive. This means that they will face a greater dilemma. Byung Junwoo's expression could not be seen clearly under his black sunglasses. Everyone knew that he was in a very complicated mood. There are only two choices now. Either go back and ask for help from the Jiangnan district and ask the headquarters to send more people to help. The second is to rely on themselves, plus the local forces of Tianhai City to carry out another decapitation operation. Byung Junwoo hesitated between the two plans. There is no doubt that choosing the former is the safest, but that also means that they need to admit that they are not capable enough. Their status will decline in the eyes of the top leaders of the Jiangnan district in the future. As a result, the points obtained through the missions were reduced, and the points were the material guarantee for them and their families to survive in Blizzard City. However, if the second method is chosen, there will be certain risks. The team members are waiting for Byung Junwoo's order. After a long period of fighting together, they trust Byung Junwoo very much. After thinking for a long time, Byung Junwoo finally made a decision. The situation is unclear now, and we can't easily ask for help from the headquarters. The priority now is to find out the situation there first. If you can solve the problem here by yourself, you must not cause trouble to the headquarters again. The team members nodded one after another. That's right, even if you ask for help, you have to know what the situation in Tianhai City is. In this way, you can ask for help reasonably to avoid wasting manpower or causing the mission to fail due to insufficient assistance. Byung Junwoo made a decision in his heart. Let's go to the place Zhang Yi said to investigate first. Baili Chongqing heard this and asked seriously, "Do you want the local forces in Tianhai City to send people to go with us?" Baili Chongqing's suggestion was rejected by Byung Junwoo without hesitation. "No! We must not let anyone get involved now!" Byung Junwoo's expression was cold, and he said in a deep voice, "If this is not a natural disaster, but a man-made disaster, then we have to suspect that the person behind the scenes is one of the 5 forces." This made everyone in the investigation team look solemn. Is someone raising these zombies? Who could it be? Is it Zhang Yi? I think he is the most suspicious, Udi said with a frown. Indeed, judging from the current situation in Tianhai City, Zhang Yi is indeed very suspicious. He is the only leader of a force who has not suffered casualties in the zombie crisis. Baili Chongqing said, "I don't think it's him. No matter what you do, there must be a cause and effect, but Zhang Yi has no reason to do this. He doesn't lack the supplies to survive in the end times, and his companions are all alive and well. What's more, he took the initiative to tell us the information about the zombies. If he wasn't a lunatic, he would never dare to provoke us who represent the Jiangnan region." Udi crossed his arms and frowned even deeper. But who else could it be besides him? Apart from him, all other forces in Tianhai City have suffered heavy losses. If it was them, it's impossible for them to deliberately detonate the zombie tide to destroy their own power, right? Meng Siyu said, "Could it be some unknown power?" Byung Junwoo remained silent. They didn't collect any information about this, so there was no way to make a judgment. "Let's go to Aoshan district and take a look. When we get there, we will know what's going on."